out of the game.
Hi, I'm Kelsa Dickey, the CEO of the Financial Coach Academy and my financial coaching business, Fiscal Fitness Phoenix. My coaching journey began more than a decade ago with me helping people for free from my dining room table. What was once a little business of mine has grown into a 7-figure company that employs a team of people. My goal is simple: to help you fall more and more in love with financial coaching. I believe financial coaching is the most rewarding way to make a living. If you are an aspiring financial coach or have been coaching for years, I'm here to help you create a business you love that gets your clients massive results. Let's get to it. All right, financial coach, welcome to episode 16 of the Financial Coach Academy podcast. We are diving into the key decisions you'll be facing after you've reached 6 figures. This is a continuation from episodes 14 and 15. So if you haven't listened to those yet, you'll want to hit pause and come back to this one after you've done so. In this episode, you've already reached 6 figures. That's what we're assuming. And what we're talking about now are those last 2 phases that I talked about in episode 14. Phase 4, which is I'm coaching consistently but struggling in other ways. And phase 5, I'm coaching consistently and loving it. So let's dive in to phase 4. I am coaching consistently but struggling in other ways. If you are in phases 1, 2, or 3, you want to get to phase 4. This is like you've got your sights set on this phase. You dream of coaching consistently. So whatever number of clients is your right number of clients, maybe you're like, I just want 10 clients and that would be amazing. Or you're thinking, I want 40 clients. That would be a full client list for me, or that would be a great income for me. That's my goal. That would feel so good. Whatever that number is, in this phase, you are coaching your number or really close to it. You're probably doing 6 figures consistently, which means you're busy. Coaching is likely your sole source of income at this point. You've got some systems in place, including your set prices, a program designed, you've got names for things, you've got business cards printed, marketing materials. It may even feel like you've got a good little business going on here, right? It feels good. There's good things about this phase for sure. You are also likely realizing, though, that the strategies that got you to where you are not the strategies that will get you through this phase. It is time to create scale and leverage, but how? You're not sure if you should do a group program, a course, maybe you want to hire another coach, maybe you want to become a paid speaker, host retreats, any number of things. The sky is the limit, right? And with all of those offerings comes a whole new set of systems and tools and contracts, marketing, positioning, recrafting your messaging, changing the website. So as a result, in this phase, you are in hustle mode. This is a hard phase as well. But if you remember, I was telling you how phase 3 is considered the hardest phase. And that one is because you're not meeting with as many clients as you'd like. And so the self-doubt, sort of feelings of being a fraud, the mind drama is really intense in phase 3. Phase 4 is hard though, because you're wearing a lot of hats. You're probably coaching a lot of clients and also doing a lot of other things in your business. You've got a good thing going on, but it's taking a lot. It's taking a lot of you to make it happen. You're wearing all the hats yourself right now, or maybe you've got a part-time virtual assistant, VA, or an intern. Maybe you've got like a social media person who is helping you, but it feels like the brunt of things, the decision-making, the planning, the organizing, the decision-making, like I said, is on you. You are probably doing a lot of things like tasks that you dread, and maybe you don't feel like you're very good at those things, so you're not fully in your zone of genius in this phase. You're making a decent living, but feel like maybe you've hit a ceiling with where things are at, because when it comes to one-to-one coaching, you can only work with so many clients, right? And then you've got to create scale and leverage in some other way. You can raise your prices. You can create premium offers. You can absolutely become a really high-end coach, but that is not everyone's goal. And so that's why we have to look to these other avenues in order to create more revenue-generating activities. You may feel at this phase that you've created another job for yourself. You're exchanging time for money. You can't take time off, or you work twice as hard before and after a vacation, oftentimes if you're in this phase and if you don't work, you don't get paid. And here's the thing, that is okay as far as when you're first starting out. I do think there's one major complaint that people have when it comes to one-to-one private coaching, which is that you're exchanging time for money. I still think that is worth it when you first start, because it's through one-to-one coaching where you hone your craft, where you really gain experience, where you talk with clients one-on-one and you see what works as far as helping them. What questions do you ask that always land with your clients and get really great thought-provoking answers, and which ones aren't working, right? And that experience is really important at first. We love one-to-one coaching at Fiscal Fitness. That is our number one revenue source. It is definitely what we are best at. So my avenue is to continue adding coaches. So what we do is we add a coach. All new clients go to that new coach until they get a full client list. And then we hire another coach and we repeat that process over and over again. So that has been my approach, but that certainly doesn't have to be yours. All of these things that I'm talking about, though, lead to feelings oftentimes of guilt or frustration, because remember, in every phase before this one, you wanted to get to this point. And now that you're here, when you want it to be even better, you kind of feel badly about that. Or if you're like me, you're going to then feel guilty for feeling guilty. So it just sort of is part of the course for this phase. If you are in this stage, you want to surround yourself with financial coaches who will challenge you. And depending on your revenue, you could consider checking out our elite program. Another option would be one of our VIP days or a retreat. Both of those could be really great options for you, because you need to put yourself in spaces where you can think expansively. That's going to be really important in this phase of growth. You've got to learn how to think differently about your business. And that means creating consistent habits and dedicated time to thinking strategically about your business. And for me, truth be told, I had no idea how to actually think strategically about my business. I didn't know what that meant. I had to learn how to do that. And then I had to put it into practice to then feel like I was actually good at it, right? In this phase, you also want to focus on learning to delegate, and not just delegating tasks, which you might already be doing if you've got some sort of assistant or social media person, let's say, but actual ownership and pride over whatever it is that you're delegating. Okay, I'm going to talk about delegating in just a little bit. So that is what gets you through phase 4, are a couple of those things, so that you can achieve phase 5. And phase 5 is so much more fun, I promise. So keep in mind, phase 4 is you're coaching consistently, but you're struggling in other ways in the business, right? There's other things at play that are causing you stress or frustration, or just, you're wearing all of those hats. Phase 5 is you're coaching consistently and you're loving it. So let's talk about phase 5, shall we? Like I said, phase 5, coaching consistently and loving it. And not that things are perfect, but you feel like you've found your groove. You probably have a fully scalable financial coaching business to the point where you're helping thousands of people take control of their finances by leveraging your time and expertise in profound ways. That could look like a number of different approaches or a combination of all of these. That is other coaches working for you, group programming, corporate presentations, paid speaking gigs, a membership program, just to name a few examples. But the idea here is that you have a more select group of clients, and you might even be turning people away. Like, you've really refined your niche. You know who you're best for and who you work best with, who you enjoy working with the most. And turning other people away probably feels a little strange earlier in business, but at this stage, it's starting to feel really good. Like, you're just owning that a bit more. Okay. The point in stage 5 is that you are coaching people you love in a format you enjoy. You're making the kind of money you want to be making. You work in your zone of genius every day and have people supporting you who work in their zones of genius. You can take a vacation and not worry about that turning into a bad week or a bad month as far as revenue goes, or all of the, systems and, things falling apart while you're on vacation, or you're not necessarily taking your laptop with you and checking it every day just in case, right? At this level, you are a financial coach and helping people, but you've got a greater reach than just the clients you are helping yourself on a daily basis. So you are witnessing your clients' lives changing, and you know you played a role in that and it feels really good, but you're probably also able to see that things you've created are helping other people that you're not directly supporting. So maybe you've got a group program and another coach, or you work with somebody else inside of that group program who is coaching people, right? Or you've got a mastermind where more of the coaches are supporting one another, right? And it feels really good. It feels like you actually have much bigger reach and you're having a much bigger impact on the world at this phase. You might be coaching a team. So maybe you aren't coaching clients yourself anymore in phase 5. Some of you could be, and that is totally okay. But maybe you've added coaches who do that now for you, like I have, and you're the leader of your organization. This is a bit more of my life these days. I have a very small group of my OG clients. Most of them I've worked with for probably 10 years at this point, and I am still coaching them financially. I have financial coaches that I mentor, of course, through Financial Coach Academy. And then also I coach my team. And I have actually decided I've grown in this way. I've decided to use my coaching skills as my management and leadership style. So I run my business and my team in the exact manner that I coached clients. I paint a clear picture or vision of where we're going. That's exactly what I help my clients do, is determine exactly what that vision is for where they want to go with their money or with their life, right? I set clear goals and milestones. I help clients identify clear goals and milestones for the path ahead. I ensure everyone on my team is excited about where we're going. Clients, I make sure that they feel really bought into the plan. And if not, we're probably going to tweak it, right? Like, why follow a plan you don't love? And I do the exact same thing with my team. And then we align all of our resources to that vision. So the people on our team, money, time, talents, skills, all of those resources get pointed towards creating that vision. And the same is true with clients. I say that I still coach every day because I do, either through the academy, at our events. I just got back from one of our retreats. I'm 2 days off of that. And with my employees, my team members. Coaching is my personal zone of genius, and I get to do that almost every single day, and that feels amazing. At this stage, you want to focus on answering the following question for your brand and your organization. And this is really important. So take some notes here if you are in phase 5. The question that you want to be answering as the leader of your organization is, where are we going and why? And then you paint that very clear picture for your team. Where are we going and why? If you haven't listened to episode 13 yet, I break down my vision planning exercise and process in that episode. And that is essentially what I'm trying to do, is really answer this question of like, where are we going? Where am I going with this business and why? Okay. And then you want to be able to paint that picture for your team at this stage. Then your key team members, so the people who probably report directly to you, these are probably like your right-hand people, the people you meet with most often on your team. They've probably been with you the longest. Their job is to answer the question, what strategy are we going to use to create that vision and why? Okay. What strategy are we going to use to create that vision and why? Then the other team members beyond those team members ask, how are we going to implement that strategy? How are we going to implement that strategy? In other words, I am going to focus, and so are you if you're at this stage, on the where and why. Where are we going and why? The managers are going to focus on the what, the strategy, and the why behind that strategy. Why did we choose this strategy? Why is this the best one to use in order to create that vision? And then the other team members, they're going to be focused on the how. They're going to be focused on more of the implementation. They're going to get into the weeds of things probably more than what I am when I'm answering where are we going and why. You'll also want to focus on what I call business reimagined, which is all about the role your business plays in your life overall and your purpose for living. Is your business providing for you? And not just financially, but according to the 6 core human needs that we all have. That is the ultimate business reimagine, that it is truly providing for you in so many beautiful ways. At this stage, it's really good. It's a fun stage. For me, like I was saying in a prior episode, stage 5 has been really focusing on enjoying and appreciating, sort of the journey, what I've already built, what we have today, how we're helping lots of people, the things that just work consistently and sort of enjoying those, sort of seeing like the fruits of all of your hard work over the years, while also challenging myself and sort of asking like, what more am I capable of? And not because I have to, but because I really want to. I enjoy this journey. I enjoy my business. I'm always looking for ways that I can reach more people, help a lot more people, get even better results, fall in love with my business more and more every day. And so these are sort of the questions that I'm always asking myself. So again, that's stage 5, coaching consistently and loving it. So here are the skills that you will want to develop or the steps that you'll want to take if you are in this phase of business growth, beyond 6 figures, probably in phase 4 and 5. Number 1 is hiring. You are going to be investing in people and systems at this stage. You got to hire the right people. You've got to create your hiring process, making sure you've got a great way of hiring the right people. That's so important. You want to know which roles do you need filled on your team? So like on a football field, for example, there's like different roles that players play, right? And then who is the best player for that role? Who's the best team member to fill your bench, so to speak? And the systems, right? The systems you use when you first start are not going to be the systems that you use at this stage of things, probably more tech, more robust, project management software, CRMs, those types of things. Earlier on, you don't need to worry about a lot of those things. In the Financial Coach Academy, one of the things we do that I'm really proud of is we give you different stepping stones to shoot for. So we say, like, here's the tech and here's how you do this at this phase versus this phase versus this phase. So you don't need a very robust CRM when you're first starting. An Excel spreadsheet will do just fine. We teach you how to do that. You can probably keep the clients you have in your head a little bit. And it's not until you get more that you actually need a better organizational tool, for example, right? And so in this phase, you're investing into people and also more robust systems. The other thing that you want to develop at this stage is you want to really hone in on what your management style is and how to embrace it, but also how practically that looks day in and day out. So for example, I am not, nor will I ever be, a micromanager. I will not get into the weeds of things with a team member. And if I have to, then chances are there's some training that is needed. There's some growth. There's some development. We're probably going to set some more clear expectations on what is needed on their end, or it's probably not going to last that long. And I don't say that to sound mean or harsh. I just know that my style is not conducive to someone who needs to be micromanaged. I don't micromanage my clients, and I don't do that for my team members either. So the way to achieve this is by learning another skill, right? So your management style, really thinking about that. Like I said, I have just decided that my leadership style is also my coaching style, right? So I just coach my team. That's what I do. And it's a lot of fun. I love it. But what you really want to learn at this level is delegation, and not just delegating tasks, but like ownership of key areas of the business. You want to be able to delegate decision-making to your key team members. You want to be able to delegate others caring about a particular area so that you don't have to care about everything. Remember, phase 4, you're wearing a lot of different hats. And so the idea is that you want to learn how to delegate the vision and trusting the right people to create that vision for you based on what you are describing. Okay. Delegating tasks is a short-term fix. That is great for something you do for freelancers or project-based contractors. Okay. Delegating ownership over areas of your business is key at this phase. So you are hiring people who think strategically strategically already or can grow their mind strategically. Okay. Because those people, you want to be able to think like you, right? The other thing you want to be really good at this phase is vision planning. I think this is a key trait no matter what phase you're in, but it is essential at this phase because this is truly your role and no one else should be doing it. So where are we going and why? Trusting your team to care about their areas because you can't create everything in that vision yourself. So you've got to get really good about really describing the vision so that other people can see it just as clearly as you can. You got to be able to get it out of your head and communicate it with others. So if you are in phases 4 or 5, you're beyond 6 figures, here is what growth probably looks like for you. The biggest takeaway that I want you to have is this: your business can only grow at the level you do. The focus in stages 4 and 5 is on your growth, and the business strategies come from your growth as a leader of your business. This is the phase when I first started to realize that the greatest asset to my business is my mind. It's my creativity. It's my ability to think strategically and creatively, to motivate others, to live and work for my mission, even though it's my mission, right? Like to get other people rallying behind it. That is really important at this phase. My energy is the fuel to our business. The happier and more fulfilled I am with my business, the more growth we will realize. And as a result of this awareness that like my mind, my energy, my creativity is essential to the success of this business, that means that I now have to make decisions in order to protect those things. And that can feel really selfish at first, actually. Truth be told, sometimes it still does. And I have to coach myself through it. And I have to remind myself, I have to look at these examples of like when I felt rested and when I took care of myself and when I gave myself space to think expansively and when I made decisions based on what I would enjoy more about the business, it had this ripple effect that made everybody else happier as well. And I really have to remind myself of those instances sometimes because it feels like a leap of faith. Like I'm going to prioritize myself over others while learning to balance that with taking care of my team members and always trying to do right by them, right? So for example, here's something that I do. Every quarter, I host my own, it's a self-imposed CEO retreat. You've probably seen me post photos of this on Instagram or in our Facebook group, Financial Coaches Unite, before. This is where I go away for 2 nights, usually during the work week. So I'm not available to anyone for 2 days, my family or my team. Most of the time, I just stay in a hotel nearby. So it's like a little staycation. I will go and like lay by the pool and just think about my business for 2 days, right? But I give myself space to first rest when I go. And then I start thinking about my business from a restful, calm place. It's so important. This isn't like a hustle mode. This isn't like, oh my God, I got to fix it all. Something's wrong and I need to fix it. Not that energy. You don't want that energy, right? You want this to come from a restful, calm place. So that's where I always start. Every November, I host an event called the Virtual CEO Retreat for other financial coaches, where I actually facilitate the entire process. Step by step, I break down and help you think through the phases of my CEO retreat so that you can duplicate this exercise for yourself. And I remember the first time I told Michael, I was like, I need to, I'm going to ask you to just like solo parent for a solid 2 days so I can go stay in a hotel and just think about my business, right? And again, that felt so selfish. It felt really greedy, but I knew that it was what I needed. I knew that I needed space because at this stage of things, it probably feels like there's a complexity that you didn't anticipate. And it's not as simple as like just answering a question for yourself at this phase and then knowing what to do in your business. There's a lot of complexities. Every decision you make is going to have intended consequences and unintended consequences. It's going to affect different areas of your business, your team members, your own life, and being able to really wrap your brain around some big clutch decisions you're making is so important. And you need time to be able to do that at this level of things. Here's the hardest part about it. You have to decide that giving yourself a hotel stay or space to just think is productive and worthwhile. We are trained as people, as humans, to think that being productive means doing something or checking things off of a to-do list and being able to show like all of these things you got done, right? And so this idea of giving yourself space to just think strategically and think bigger picture in your business can be really challenging for a lot of us. I know it was for me, but this is where it's at. This is where the magic happens at this phase. You might also be bumping up against some new money blocks or beliefs around success that could surprise you at this phase. You could be sort of like exceeding the income that your parents made growing up, or the number that you thought like would make you wealthy, and now you're actually making more than that, or maybe double that. And again, just these types of things can really create some challenges, I will say, but they also create opportunities to coach and manage yourself through the various stages of your business. At this stage, you're also probably investing in programs and other coaches who have been where you are, which is actually really hard to find at this stage. The more successful you become in business, the harder it is to find the right type of program or the right type of coach, because there are hundreds, thousands of six-figure coaches who want to help you reach six figures, right? But once you reach six figures, there is a saying that fewer than 2% of women ever reach $1 million in business in a year, right? So less than 2%. So once you're at that phase, if you want to learn from someone else who has done it, you have a much smaller population of people who have been where you're at, which means you have fewer options, you've got fewer programs. You're going to invest at a higher level, but you're also going to have to be a lot pickier, okay? It's like a really unique and wonderful, place to be, but there are plenty of business coaches out there, but none of them really know financial coaching. I will say they don't get it. They don't know how to communicate our offers properly. So many of them just assume that you're going to do like just budgeting for somebody, right? They don't fully understand what it is that we do. Our business is so unique that we need somebody who can know the business intimately when we are hiring them to coach us. And the more successful you become, the harder it is to find that person. So who do you need to become if you are at this phase and you are, continuing to grow and expand what you are capable of? Number one is you want to become someone who can think expansively about your business. You also want to be someone who prioritizes your own mind, energy, and creativity in order to grow the business, or at least stay in love with it. You don't have to make these decisions because you're trying to grow or add more clients or add more revenue or anything like that. That can absolutely be why you do it. But another reason to do it is just because you want to feel even more happy about your business. Maybe things have changed, your desires have changed, and that's why you're making changes in the business. That's totally okay. You also want to be someone who scans the 9 areas of business and continuously works to up-level each one by not doing it yourself anymore, but by painting a clear picture of how you want that area of your business to look, or where you see maybe shifts being necessary, and then letting someone else create that vision for you. And when I say you need to focus on the 9 areas of your business, if you are not sure what I mean by those 9 areas, I do a free webinar every couple of months or so. It's absolutely free. And in that webinar on the website, it's under resources. You'll see free webinar. Go ahead and register for that. I break down these 9 areas and give you examples of what to be looking for in each one. So you can find that under resources on the website to find out what those 9 areas of your business are. If you are in either of these phases, please consider the Elite Financial Coaching Program that we offer. This is where you have Jill and my mind thinking about your business consistently. We are scanning and teaching you how to scan these 9 areas of your business so that you can see exactly how to be thinking more strategically about all of these things, how you can make more effective decisions about each area. You're also surrounded in Elite by other coaches at your level. We only allow 8 coaches in the Elite program per year. So it is very intimate. It's really small. All of the coaches are a similar place. You're masterminding together every month with them, as well as being coached privately by Jill once or twice a month, depending on which option you choose. It also includes an international retreat just for the Elite coaches. I'm actually, like I said, just returning from that. We just got back 2 days ago. It was amazing. I can honestly say, I've been home now for 2 days. We spent 4 days in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, in this gorgeous luxury villa with this amazing view on the side of a mountain. It was so stunning. We could see whales from our house, you guys. It was so beautiful. We just sat on this balcony overlooking the water, watching the whales while we all did some coaching and masterminding. I can honestly say that every single coach at the retreat had a breakthrough. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I truly love our retreats. Seriously. I love to travel. I love getting out of my recurring space. There's something that for me that just really puts me in a very expansive mindset. I am absolutely in my coaching element at our retreats. I feel like I can really turn it on when I'm there. And I feel like it's so good for all of the coaches they feel very pampered. It's, like I said, a luxury villa, very, very nice. We have a private chef who cooks all of our meals. We go out for like fancy dinner one of the nights. We do an excursion. This year we did a cacao ceremony that was truly lovely and transformational. I thought it was amazing. So it is like really you are pampered, you're taken care of, because the idea is that for those days, you are only thinking about you and your business. That's it. Every other sort of need you have is taken care of while you're there. That is our Elite program. I absolutely love it. You can find out more about Elite by going to our website and clicking on community. Elite is one of the options that you'll see there. It is application invite only. We only, like I was saying, invite 8 coaches into the program each year because we really want to be thinking about your business. We obviously can't do that for too many people at one time while also thinking about our own business. So we limit it to 8. And let's see, this episode is going to drop like mid-February-ish. Elite starts April 1st. So if you're listening to this and you want to check it out, you're probably going to want to do that soon. If you're curious, that's where you want to go under community on the financialcoachacademy.com website. The other thing that you really want to focus on at this phase is, what does it mean to you to have a thriving business? What is your vision of success? Again, I can't stress this enough. Vision planning and really thinking expansively, doing, sort of like business reimagined concepts is so important at this phase. What does success look like for you? And again, that can change from one year to the next. And then we want to design the business around that, whether that's more travel, more time freedom, more creativity, a bigger stage that you want to be on. Maybe you want to become an influencer, those types of things. Okay. But it's really about crafting this next phase of growth for yourself and staying in your zone of genius as much as possible. So crafting that vision and then giving it to someone else to help you create it, which is really amazing, I got to tell you. So you can be so close to things at this stage that it's hard to see which changes you should make or how you could feel more fulfilled or effective at what you're doing. And that is why having a coach at this stage is crucial. One of the coaches at the retreat this last weekend said, and this isn't a quote, I put it in my notes because I thought it was so cool. And I thought it really clearly summarized what I think this phase is all about. Okay. She says, and this is a quote, "Jill is the only person who is making sure I'm taken care of in my business. I'm busy making sure my team is taken care of. My family is good. Our clients are getting great results. And it's easy to forget about me, but Jill makes sure that I'm making decisions that are great for me too." And I just thought that was like the perfect sentiment of when you are beyond six figures, it is this fine balance between what do I want, what's going to make me happy, and how can I support what I've already built, take care of the people on my team, take care of my clients, and that sort of thing. So you're caring for a lot of people at this stage, and you are allowing other people on your team to care about the processes and the systems and the resources and the tools and all of that you're using. Okay. You are an expert at this stage, but the question you want to ask yourself is, who is your expert? Okay. Who do you look to? And again, if you're at this stage, especially if you're getting close to seven figures, or if you're after that, if you're beyond that, the number of people who have achieved what you have achieved is getting smaller and smaller. Okay. So you really want to seek out your expert. That is so important. Your goal after listening to this episode is to self-identify where on this journey you are beyond six figures. Then, based on that phase and what I described above, what can you focus on and work on to make progress and reach the next phase? I hope these episodes don't discourage anyone from this journey. It is a fun ride, I promise, especially if you can embrace the growth journey ahead. I hope that by hearing about these phases, you more quickly identify the challenges that you could already be experiencing, that you're not alone in them. It's not you. It's not that you're special and unique and terrible at this business. It's so many of them are just very, very common. Here's the thing. You're likely going to experience these, and the sooner you can pinpoint them, the faster you can move through them. And that is why I am sharing them with you. Like I said in the last episode, I am really proud of the fact that we have offers and programs that help coaches in each one of these stages. Over the years, I have simply asked myself, what did I need to progress through these stages? What ultimately worked for me? What do I wish that I would have had available to me? And then I just went about creating that offering for all of you. So whether you invest in one of the programs that we offer at Financial Coach Academy or someone else's, I hope this helps you determine what to look for based on what it is that you're needing, the gaps you're trying to fill, those skills you're looking to develop, the key decisions you're trying to make for your business, the priorities you're needing to have, especially at these bigger, more advanced phases of business, so that you don't invest your time and resources, your money, your energy into the wrong program or coach. So we are now at the end of the episode, and I'm going to give you something to ponder for those in stage 4 or 5 as well. You can simply reflect on this question for yourself, maybe journal out the answer, share it with some peers or other financial coaches. Or I hope that you will deepen your awareness and gain clarity on this by sharing your answer with me on YouTube, if that's where you listen, or if you're listening on your podcast player of choice. Please take a screenshot of it, post it to your stories, and tag Financial Coach Academy, and share your answer both with your audience and with us. So the question for you is, how will I invest in myself, my future, and my growth at this stage of my business success? How will I invest in myself, my future, and my growth at this stage of my business success? I am really excited about the next round of episodes we have coming up. We are going to do an entire series all about coaching. So how to coach, how to ask effective questions, the different hats and roles that you will play during coaching sessions with clients, what it actually very practically looks like to coach, traps to avoid when learning how to coach, and what coaching actually looks like I was saying. I am super excited about those. So make sure you hit subscribe so that you can be notified when those episodes are released. I believe financial coaching is the best and most rewarding way to make a living. I truly love what I do. If you're ready to learn and see how to become a profitable, successful financial coach, check us out at financialcoachacademy.com to learn more about our online courses, free trainings, and our events. As always, I would love to hear from you too. If you have any questions for the podcast, submit them at financialcoachacademy.com/podcast. And if you love this episode, please subscribe and leave us a review. It would mean the world to me. And I will see you next week.